Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTube. So I saw some comments on what the next tutorial should be, and today we are actually going to be looking at expertise. Now, there's 4 different expertises, but there's a lot of different perks that you can have with them. So we're going to go over the different expertise, what I view that they're best for, and kind of all the perks that go with them and the ones that I think will fit perfectly. That also being said, I want to thank everyone for 100 subs on YouTube. We're way past, I mean, we're not way past, but we're past that now. So I cannot thank you guys enough. So let's get started. First, I'm going to go over the assault expertise, which is the one that I've been using recently. So for the assault expertise, it's the minigun. The minigun I view as one of, if not the best, PvE expertise in the game. This minigun is fucking massive damage against zombies and other NPCs and stuff like that that you will run into in the game. So in my opinion, it is the best PvE weapon. It's not very good for PvP in my opinion. It can be for certain aspects, but I believe it's a PvE weapon through and through. Now, some of the perks that you can get onto it or into it, fully loaded. Armor pierce increases over time upon hitting an enemy continuously. It stacks up to 5 times and the effect lasts 2 seconds. This is really good, especially if you're focusing on one enemy. I will say this gun is great for Astral. If you watch a lot of my Astral videos, you'll see me use it a lot. Also for Hold the Line, it is fantastic. Next up, Crack Shot. When you hit the same enemy multiple times in a row with your main weapon, your critical rate is increased for 2 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. That means that your critical damage and whatnot will be increased the more you hit the same enemy, etc. Active armor. This one kind of replenishes your armor as you shoot and whatnot with your heavy, which is really, really good, especially in certain situations, because you'll be just kind of sitting there taking a lot of damage. If you're using this and whatnot, that armor replenishment will keep you in the fight longer. I will say, kind of, with the assault expertise, you should try and have a healer on your team if you're going to use it. Now, again, on Hold the Line, you really can't do that. You're going to be alone, but still. Increased drone critical hit damage, which is really good. Increased damage of your main weapon. So when you have your main weapon out, you'll have increased damage and crit damage and whatnot. Which is actually kind of the build that I go. And the next video that we'll go into will probably be walking through different builds that you can have in the game, because a lot of people have saying, oh, your damage is really low. Yes, my damage is really low compared to a lot of other people, but my crit damage is very high. A few of the other ones, skill strength being increased for a little bit. Sorry, this pop-up keeps popping up because the thing. Killing an enemy with your main weapon, reloading will increase your magazine capacity. So your main weapon, let's say you have an AK, instead of 40 shots, you have like 46 shots now when you reload. More drone stuff. Critical hit on the drone causes them to bleed. Um, when your armor reaches 0, it increases for 10 seconds, meaning your armor will actually go up a little bit, which is really, really good, especially if you stack it with this one when you replenish your armor. Pretty good. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it for that one. Next one we're going to go over is the explosive expertise. I have not used this personally, but from what I've seen from people using it, it is a PvP gun. The grenade launcher is very, very good for PvP. I mean, unbelievable. Especially if you're an aggro player. Because what they do is they run at you and they sit on top of you and they just jump and shoot the grenade launcher. And it does massive damage and it does an area, AoE type damage. For some of the perks that you get with it, your grenade launcher has a 30% chance of firing incendiary grenades, which will put a tick damage on your enemy, which is really good as well. That tick damage ticks down at their armor and their health and stuff, and really helps you out in a pinch. Another one would be increase the damage of your throwables. That's really good. I'll go over that in one video too. All the different throwables, and talents and stuff that you can have, and what I think is best for certain situations. Many of you know, if you've watched me live on Twitch or anything like that, I really, really like the corrosive grenade. I cannot speak. I apologize. But the corrosive grenade is really, really good, in my opinion. Good at PvE, PvP, all of that. Refills your main weapon's magazine when you hit 2 or more enemies with splash damage, so that's really good as well. When enemy is killed by splash damage, the current drone's endurance is increased. That's actually a really good one. Damage is increased for 8 seconds when you hit with a throwable explosive. That's actually very good as well. And some of the last ones, when you deal splash damage, your skill strength is increased for 10 seconds. That's honestly really good. Plus, it only has a cooldown of 20, so you really only have a cooldown of like 10 seconds, to be honest. So that can be really good in those situations. So yeah, like I said, this is a PvP gun. You have PvE, PvP. The bioweapon in general, I would say, is overall just fantastic. Really, really good. On this graph, you see it has low damage. That is not the case. The biogun actually has a lot of fucking damage that it puts out, and it's really, really good. You can heal yourself, you can heal teammates. Again, if you're shooting an enemy, it does decent damage, all of that. I still use this. I use this in PvP. But if I'm not PvPing, I use the mini. But yeah, this one, you have, hitting an enemy with your main weapon increases your armor for 1 second. So if you're just continuously hitting them, you get a lot of armor. If you have the healing device, which is one of the tactical gear classes and talent points that you can use, if they're in your area of effect, they actually get increased damage, which is really good as well. So like if you're in PvP or something and someone's sniping and you throw that down at their feet, rather than hitting, let's say, a 2,000 damage shot, they'll hit like a 2,200 damage shot. Really, really good. Boosts the healing capacity of the drone. So if you have the healing drone chip, if it's flying around and healing people, it'll actually heal them for longer and heal them for more. Really good in PvE and PvP. Replenish your main weapon's ammo when using a tactical skill to heal either yourself or a teammate. So, like, if you have the healing device active and you throw that down, your main weapon ammo will be replenished. Especially if you're like switching after shooting with it, that can be come in handy a lot. Hitting an enemy with a bio rifle heals a teammate. That's really good as well. I mean, again, all this is basically just healing and whatnot. A lot of the passives help a lot, and as I said, it is just an overall great weapon. So yeah, I would say if you're gonna go for something that's more balanced, use the biogun. Plus, you have the option to use a syringe, which heals you, and it's really fast heal, and the recharge on it is really fast as well. And the final one that we're going to go over is the sniper. The sniper, in my opinion, is good, but you can't really be aggressive in PvP. I know people do it, but if you're not experienced with it, you're not going to do that well if you're trying to aggro with a sniper and your main gun. So if you're going to use a sniper, I would recommend you wanting to be a ranged person. Like, you're a ranged player. You like kind of sitting back, let your team push up, and then when the enemy peaks, you can kind of hit them. PvE wise, I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, it does put out massive damage, but overall, I don't find it that useful. Again, PvP wise, yes. I used to run it all the time, but I'm a very aggro player. So I like to be in the mix of it. So using this kind of hampered my ability. So now when I'm doing PvP, I run the bio and my AK. I find that more useful. But some of the perks that you get on it increases the main weapon's weakness strength, which is really good. So overall, if you have your AK out or whatever you're using, let's say the Bison or something, your main weapon's weakness damage, which would be like the head or like the stomach of most enemies and stuff like that, you'll do more damage to those points. Auto turret fires sniper shots. You can actually decrease the timing and then increase the amount that it'll actually shoot, which is really good. I mean, that's massive damage. Yes, the auto turret's already pretty good as is for PvP and PvE, but that extra sniper shot, I mean, that's a lot of damage put out right there, and that can help you in a tight situation. We got reduce enemy energy drain for 10 seconds when you take damage. That's really good as well, because when you're running and whatnot, your stamina goes down. So if you're jumping in PvP and you're taking damage, your jumping around and whatnot won't actually decrease as fast as usual. Receive a damage bonus for 20 seconds when a heavy sniper scores consecutive hits on a target. That's pretty good. Again, it's a PvP. It's not really PvE. So if you can do it in PvP, by all means. But again, this is all my opinion. I mean, you can use what you want to use in the game. I'm just giving you my personal opinion from what I've seen and whatnot. Defeating an enemy extends the current drone's endurance, which is really good because it keeps the drone up for longer, etc. But yeah, I mean, again, the sniper is meant for weak points and stuff like that, headshots. I mean, if you do a headshot in PvP with a sniper, you're gonna almost kill someone in one shot. I believe it drops them down to like a third of a health bar. It goes through all their armor and it goes through 2/3 of their health bar. It's insane. But yeah, again, my personal opinion, best for overall PvE and PvP is the bioweapon 100%. Best for PvP, in my opinion, would be the grenade launcher, and best for PvE would be the minigun. And again, the sniper, if you play back and whatnot for PvP and you kind of like sitting back and scoring shots from far away, by all means, use it. it is overall a great gun. So but yeah, I mean, as I said, you can kind of see in all my videos, I use these two the most, the Bio and the Mini. But I hope you find this useful. I hope you can kind of see kind of where you can just click on it and kind of look at what you can get and whatnot. Another thing I want to throw in is that even if you equip one of these, so if you select it, you can add the points to them. So, like, I'm going to just add points to random ones. And then if you go to switch expertise, the points don't go away from your other guns. It doesn't cost anything. You can level up everything equally and whatnot. So it makes it kind of easy if you feel like switching between all 4 or 2 or whatever. But yeah, that is all I got for you guys today. Again, thank you so much for 100 subs. I look forward to growing with you guys. Probably later today, I'll probably have another video out talking about the goals and whatnot for the future of the channel. But yeah, like I said, I hope you find this useful. And if you do, please like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends if they play the game. I love you, I appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. All right, peace.